Greetings, good afternoon, good day. Haki Ami here, the Success Scholar. Thank you for tuning in. Tune in to Raising Consciousness and Capital. I am broadcasting live from Teaching Arts Institute page and our uh, Raising Consciousness and Capital page, as well as our TV page on YouTube and Facebook. So it's an honor and pleasure to join you here. And I wanted to invite you this year coming in October 11th through 22nd to the Ujamaa Investment Tour. And I have two, a curator as well as a sister that's going to be joining us here in Tanzania, Kenya, and Rwanda. So, but let me pull my banner up. Well, I'll pull this banner up and then I'll get the other one up. But I'll bring in Sister Swatara joining us. She's live in Rwanda. And so thank you, Sister Swatara, for joining us. And we have Stephanie as well. And I see somebody peeking out from behind you.
Yes, Brother Salil.
Oh,
Everyone, Salil.
Mambo. All
Jumbo.
right. So, yes, so we're looking forward to this opportunity, sister. And we are, numbers are picking up with this amazing 3-country tour. And I'll put the link for more information in there. But open up, Sister Watara, your journey coming from the United States and having packed up with your husband and going to first to Tanzania by way of Houston. So just open up and share a little bit about that experience, and we'll get into this.
So I'm Swatara Olushala. I relocated to East Africa in 2020 with my husband. At that time, we had 5 children. Now we have 6. We have a baby girl who was born in Tanzania. We left Houston and went to Tanzania and stayed there a couple years. And then we expanded to include Rwanda. So we're here in Rwanda right now, right outside of Kigali. Rwanda is popping in many ways. And so we want to share that information with you in regard to investment opportunities, not only here in Rwanda, but as well as Tanzania and Kenya. So we'll have that tour happening where we take you ourselves on the ground to our partners in different regions of East Africa and show you what's possible for yourself. We've already really got the ball rolling, very much so, for people who couldn't even wait until the investment tour, and have come over here now. We've gotten people, registered companies, land acquisition, business development, business plans with 5-year projections, investment certificates, you name it. And so, yeah, we're already in the flow of things, and it's very fulfilling because it's easy to come and build for yourself, and just worry about your family unit, your own legacy, oh, we got it and we covered, we good. But anybody who knows me about the Sintwali knows that that's not how we operate. We came, we learned, we experienced, and we made ourselves aware of processes and opportunities. And in doing so, we want to share all of that information with you guys so that you can do the same for yourself or your family.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, now let's bring in Sister Stephanie here. Sister Stephanie, welcome. We looking forward to the opportunity of you joining us. Where are you located, Sister Stephanie?
Jumbo, Habari Ghani. I am in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Nice. So you've been knowing Sister Swatara for some years, huh?
All of her life.
Oh, okay. All right, great.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is exciting.
She's my sister in real life.
Huh? Y'all real sisters?
Yeah, real life.
Oh wow! That's exciting. That's exciting. That's beautiful. We we got Detroit family in the house, so we appreciate this. So, what can I say? So you can just talk, say whatever you feel, just in terms of, you have you been? This will be your first time since they left.
This will be my first time. Swatara has opened the gateway for me to be able to do something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. Just have not had the opportunity or the funds or even just, the people in place there to go to, because I don't want to go just as a, tourist. I want to go and experience the people. When I was in undergrad, I took Kiswahili,
Oh,
and
wow.
I remember my employer did not want to pay for it, and I'm like, "Why not? You
Mm.
pay for languages. Is it because it's not a Romance language?"
Wow.
And I had a conversation with one of our leaders here, Dabble. He has a bead store here, and he told me then, and this was years ago. This was probably close to 20 years ago. And he said, "You're going to need that language one day." And so, I mean, I appreciated it. I was not going to not take it because somebody else could not understand why or the importance of it. I built relationships even with my instructor, uh, Walimu Kumuyu. And so here we are.
Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. And so we are looking forward to this opportunity, flying into Tanzania, then on to Kenya, and then proceeding into Rwanda. And so Tara, you spent some time in Arusha first, uh, and then on the way to uh, Arusha, Tanzania, for those who may not know.
Yes,
And
yes.
now you are in Kigali, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So just in terms of what would you say would if there are any differences or
Mm-hmm.
that you noticed or and and just also mention that there will be individuals that are in Tanzania that want to come and visit uh, they want to come and visit Rwanda as well this time. So if you want to share a little bit about that.
Right. And yes, so we do have people traveling with us who already live in East Africa, but maybe they're in Tanzania and just want to see what Rwanda and Kenya are all about. That
Hmm.
door is open as well, and vice versa for Rwanda or Kenya who want to see the other two corresponding countries. We're offering that as well. Living in, so I've been to several parts of Tanzania and able to, compare and contrast each region that I've been to. I've actually traveled across Tanzania with Teacher Artist Institute, had the pleasure and honor of doing that with the Summer Learning Institute. And then when we were making our journey to Rwanda, we were able to see the northern part of Tanzania at that time and kind of experience that. But first off, I'll say that Tanzania is a beautiful country. Like there's just some really unbelievable, breathtaking scenes, and you just have to really like pinch yourself and ask yourself, "Am I here?" on a daily basis. Just in East Africa, period. And then energetically and the food, it really transforms you like on a cellular level. It changes who you are. Once you're getting away from consuming synthetic foods and just I mean, anybody in America knows exactly what I'm talking about right now, and especially anybody who's in America and have left and stayed outside of the country for an extended period and is able to compare and contrast even the produce. It's just not the same.
Mm,
And so eating fresh, breathing fresh air,
mm,
and not living that hyper capitalistic lifestyle on a daily basis. Sitting in traffic, spending most of your time working for someone else or committing your time to someone else and not really focusing on your goals or what you want to accomplish for yourself outside of the goals of whoever your employer might be. Sometimes that's
mm,
even yourself, even self-employed. You don't always have control of
mhm,
your time. And so gaining that control and just having that moment of clarity, being able to see things as an organizer or as an activist from the outside in instead of being in the belly of the beast, and being able to
mm,
strategize from that vantage point. That's what being in East Africa, specifically for us, because we want to speak from experience, that's what it afforded us. That's what it affords us.
mm,
We didn't have, we didn't have that privilege in the States. It was so fight or flight, survival mode all the time. Yeah, you could strategize, but most of the time we find ourselves in a reactionary position instead
mm,
of on the offense, making decisions offensively, thinking several generations into the future, and making decisions, whether they be financial or otherwise, based on that. And so, it doesn't really, we love both places for a myriad of reasons. And I'm
mhm,
sure anybody can pick apart what they don't like about anything.
mm,
Um, but I'll spare us because there's
mm,
nothing that compares to police brutality against
mm,
African people in the States. It's nothing that compares to the effects of redlining. It's nothing that compares to GMO foods or fast food restaurants on every corner. Like just the in our face, silent genocide that's happening to our people on the ground. It's nothing that I could deal with anywhere else in the world that will compare to that.
mm,
And so, that really helps with my perspective and my overall quality of life. Living here, absolutely, I feel like I have returned home.
mm,
There are African people across the world. We are absolutely not the minority. And living in America, it can make you feel like, America is a superpower, but it's really not.
mm,
It's
mm,
not. There is so much outside of the walls of America, so much.
mhm, right.
Even if you say, oh, I don't necessarily want to do an investment tour, or I don't want to go to Africa, go somewhere.
Mhm,
Okay? Do something. Like get a passport. See something else. Be
absolutely.
Yeah.
somewhere where English is not the first language.
Right.
Little while. And I'm not talking about a resort. Where you go to what's the place everybody goes? Tulum. I said my people gonna Tulum me to death. Don't just go to Tulum and get your Instagram pictures and then go back to life as usual. Go somewhere new,
Mm,
and immerse yourself in the culture and learn and take your children with you. Don't feel like you can't
right.
travel with children, or that like Western culture has convinced us that children are an inconvenience. No, children are alive
Mm,
and free.
mm,
And so don't put them in chains and cages.
mm.
So I'll
Wow.
stop there.
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. No, appreciate that. I think people need to hear that. And one of the things, and we're looking forward actually, uh, Ujamaa in Washington D.C., the oldest, if not the oldest, one of the top oldest African centered schools in the country. They're celebrating 55 years, so
Oh,
we
wow.
definitely want to encourage them to participate this year, and we'll be there May the 7th for their anniversary. And we put the ad in their journal, so all of the DC community, certainly they will see that all of them support all of the cultural people in the DC area come to this annual event there. So we wanted to really promote this in a way that's functional, that the right people have the knowledge and the opportunity to experience this. And this is very unique, going to three different cities, I'm sorry, three different countries in one excursion. So a lot of people, just hearing people, they're excited about that than even like stopping in one location. And so, but also what I want to add for those that are listening is when you talk about investing in Africa, many times you obviously you have to have someone that you trust and know, etc. But it's rare that we're going to have someone that has lived in two countries and they that from the United States, so they understand those dynamics, but have been there long enough to really have some experience. So that's the difference between, even us, teaching all this history, saying, "Come and go with us, and we're gonna tell you about the investments," and we only been there a few times, so we can speak to it to a certain level, but having someone on the ground that learns the small details is going to be essential to this. But and not everybody want to invest heavy. They might just want a house, etc. For just for a little bit, or vacation home, part-time retirement, many different things that people are doing. So Stephanie, so what do you do professionally, or
I am
with the job that didn't want to pay for your Swahili class? If that's still there.
at that time I was a dental assistant in the jail
Okay.
system here at the sheriff's
You're like,
department.
why you need to know some Swahili?
Right. It was silly. I fought it, and I can't remember. It's been so long ago. I can't remember if they paid for
Right.
it or not. But nonetheless, I took it. So, but currently, I am a librarian and a children's author,
Right.
and one of my
Okay.
books is set in Kenya. So this will be exciting to visit Kenya.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's going to be exciting. Okay, you got a copy of your book right handy, or?
I do. It's
Okay.
Bush Baby Go to Sleep. And
Bush baby, go to sleep. Okay, okay. Oh, beautiful. Man, that's going to be good, Swatara, for now. What ages is that book?
0 to 6.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I was gonna say for next year what you have plans for Tara, but let me put it in there.
Sure.
Bush baby,
Sure.
Bush. Go ahead.
And what Baba Haki is talking about for next year. So, and it really ties into the investment also. I was going to say before the disconnection that we have to expand our mindset in terms of investment and what that means for us as African people around the world. So, number one, if you are a part of the African diaspora, investing in Africa is an investment in yourself. That's number one. Number two, what does investment look like? People hear investment and automatically think about, asset allocation, portfolios, and income and percentages, and
Right, right,
how can
right,
I
right.
scale this,
They
scale
perpetrated.
that? Right. And I'm not even going to discount all of those things because they matter from a financial standpoint.
Right.
And, it's good to know and make wise decisions based on that information. But number one, many of what we've been taught from a westernized point of view about investment doesn't necessarily apply on the continent because the market is just not the same. So there's a learning curve there. Secondly, when we think about investment, and Baba Haki was talking about what we have planned for next year, investment is also personal, investing in who we are as a people, investing in the outcome of our children. And that's aside from finances because they can turn 18 and have all the money in the world in a Roth IRA. But if they're a terrible person, then that's a step backwards for us. We want to invest in who we are as people, how we interact with each other, how do we handle conflict when it arises, how do we pour into our communities, how will we come to the continent if we choose to visit and use our time here to empower whatever community we came from. How can we make ourselves as self-sufficient as, for example, China has made themselves, or India has made themselves? Because they've done so on the backs of African people. And we are those African people. So surely find a way to be self-sufficient in conjunction and in partnership with our brothers and sisters on the continent. Right now, for example, yesterday we were talking to some clients, and one of our clients had a meeting with the Ministry of Agriculture here in Rwanda. And he has a fertilizer company and a science team that he works with back in his hometown in the States. And he wants to bring that fertilizer here to Rwanda because on a major scale like that, most of the time, government entities have an agreement with another government entity in another country that's going to manufacture that product for them, and then they import it and use it. So the same is true for fertilizer here in Rwanda. And it was told to him that the fertilizer that's used on a mass scale across the country is imported from Russia. So Russia has a deal with them to make their fertilizer so that they can export fertilizer to Rwanda and in turn import the fruits and vegetables that they cannot grow in a climate like Russia. So the problem with that is because they're the only source, over the past few years, they've been able to double and triple the price of fertilizer. So it's like, how can you double and triple the price of this for us when we're supplying you with your produce? What kind of relationship is this? Like, even though you are dependent on us, you're making it seem like we're the ones who are dependent on you. Like, we want fertilizer, that's fine, but we don't necessarily have to have it to make something grow out the ground. We can get fertilizer from the cows. We can get fertilizer from the goats, from the rabbits, from the chickens. We can create organic fertilizer, but can you get these organic vegetables on the other side of that? So bringing in people, like I'm saying, we want to push entities like Russia or any, and I'm going to say anybody. I'm not even going to specifically say Russia. Anybody who finds themselves on the continent or comes to the continent with the intention to take and manipulate and steal with no intention to empower the people, no intention to pour back into Africa in some way. And I'm not, you notice I said empower, I don't use that term lightly. Not perpetuating dependence, okay? Not perpetuating dependence throughout Africa, but empowering people to be self-sufficient, empowering communities to be self-sufficient. That's what we want. And I know that there are people on this call who can hear this recording who know and who know better and who have already been called to do this kind of work in other parts of the world. So we're charging you to bring that talent, bring those skills to the continent. You don't have to stay forever, but let's get a project done. It could be a small project. Let's get it done. For those of us who don't mind being on the ground long term, we'll absolutely see that project into fruition for you. Absolutely. Okay. I'll mute myself again.
No, thank you. That's very insightful. And agriculture is definitely essential. And we definitely have to be involved in that. As I'll quote Baba from DC, he said, "There's no culture without agriculture." So that is definitely a word is bond moment. So So Sister Stephanie, anything else you wanted to add? We're excited for you for this opportunity. Have you been to Africa before? Any
No,
other
this will be
countries?
my first time. This will be
Yeah.
my first time.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
it's probably one of the only things that I have wanted to do that I have not done. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to building and sharing my skills with the people and just going and immersing myself. Swatara said we don't have to stay forever, but it is my goal eventually to also move there. Don't know where, but that's what I'm going to see.
All right. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So Sister Swatara, anything else you want to add? Let me see. Let me see. Well, go to the website. Anything else you want to add, sister, to this conversation? We are excited. We're getting the peoples together, and we're not done. We're promoting hard. We'll be at the State of the Black World Conference next week in Baltimore. The president of Ghana will be there. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, Prime Minister of Barbados, Prime Minister of Grenada. Let's see, the Vice President of Colombia, which is the first Black woman. So it's definitely some people's. I think it as a king coming from Ghana as well. So, but and that's why I feel like this is going to be an amazing opportunity for the Teaching Artists Institute to more so introduce this East African concept. Last time they had the conference, there were over 1,000 people in Newark, New Jersey, and there were over 1,000 people in Newark, New Jersey, and so we got 1,000 flyers with the investment tour, and so we're going to be getting the word out to everybody's there. So we're gonna make it happen, Swatara, and
Absolutely. And that's amazing. I
yeah,
mean, we're going to have an incredible life changing experience. If you're watching this and you think it's too late to join us, it is not too late.
right.
And you absolutely won't regret it. Of course, it's going to be a life changing experience because all of the best parts that we've come across over the past 3 years, we've consolidated into one
Wow.
tour from an investment standpoint. And like I said, that definition of investment is fluid in our case.
Right.
So we're going to get to the hard numbers, but we're also going to get to ourselves and empowering ourselves in conjunction with our brothers and sisters on the continent.
All right. All right, Ashe, Ashe. So sounds good. We're looking forward to many opportunities, and we may do a few more of these to keep this inspiration, motivation going, and encouraging everybody. But this is going to be impactful. And we did send an email to Rwanda and the U.S. Embassy, and as well the Kenya Embassy. So I'm working the angles right now. I might have to pull up over there at the embassy in DC, but we're going to make it happen. So thank you all for joining us, and we're looking forward to creating these opportunities.
All
Thank you for
right.
having
Thank
me.
you. Asante Sana.
Some lessons.